right, we are live, guys. Welcome to the Drum Club podcast, powered, of course, by Collision Drumsticks, the number one podcast giving you an access all areas pass to conversations on topics that range from drumming, mindset, entrepreneurship, the music business, and of course, so much more. Each week, we bring exciting discussions featuring independent, signed artists, speakers, touring and award-winning musicians, as well as industry experts. Be sure to hit subscribe below to keep up to date with new videos, announcements, and exclusive Drum Club content. And don't forget, like, comment below your thoughts about today's conversation. This week on the Drum Club podcast, we are joined by none other than my good friend Vito De Francesco from all band Pyramid Theorem. Joining me, we're going to talk about the band's brand new single, Open Hearts, which features James LaBrie, the voice, of course, of Dream Theater, and it drops this Friday, and that is April 10th, 2026. So, guys, we're going to post a link below as well for you to check out the new track. If you guys know progressive metal, you already know how big having James's involvement is. So we're going to talk about everything from collaborations that actually have happened, how this came about, what the track means to Vito, obviously what's coming next from the band, and what this moment really represents in their journey. So Vito, with that being said, how are you today? It's good to see you.
I'm well, Carlton. How you doing, brother? Good to see you again.
Of course, we are fired up. Before we dive in, I was looking back on meeting notes, how long we've kind of known each other. So I want to kind of start there. It's been almost 6 years now, since you grabbed your first sticks working with us. So, can you just kind of summarize to start with, who you are, where you're based, how long you've been playing, a bit about the band, and how we got kind of connected as well. I know that's kind of a bit of a tongue twister, but if that's all okay, we'll start there.
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Vito. For those who don't know, I'm the drummer in the band Pyramid Theorem. We are based out of Toronto, Canada, and we've been at this since 2007. So next year will be our 20th year. We've got 3 full-length albums. We've got a demo that we released shortly after in 2008, after we became a band, which is not available anymore. But yeah, we've also got the this track with James LaBrie coming out this Friday. Yeah, as you said, Open Hearts. And we are just looking to hit the road and tour for the foreseeable future. We just want to play for everybody all over the planet. So that's definitely on our docket right now with the release of this LaBrie track coming out.
Love it. And obviously, if you haven't yet heard from the band, you've got to check them out because the work's absolutely phenomenal. And Vito plays an incredible kit. I will say that. You'll see what I mean when you see it, okay? And it puts some of the big names to shame, I think, some of the impressive setup you have there. First off, I want to ask, how does it feel for you right now, knowing that this track is about to drop literally Friday? How does that feel?
It still doesn't feel real. I mean, we've been sitting on this we recorded the track last April, so about a year ago. And then I believe James did the recording for the vocals in June. So we've been sitting on this for quite some time. So it still doesn't really feel real yet, even though we're 3 days away from the release. We're busting. We can't wait for midnight on Friday and everyone's time zones for them to go and check out the track. Because again, we've been sitting on it so long. We've listened to it already 1,000 times, but no one else has. So we're excited as can be. And we just really can't wait for people to hear this thing.
Excellent. No, love it. So it's been a long time coming for you very much. I know bands it's for a lot of the sake of bands, and obviously I know that, again, I mentioned at the start, this podcast is totally derived from by artists for artists. A lot of the artists and the people watching at home are drummers as well, musicians. So they know that process too as well. Some maybe more than others, right? Totally. Some artists are kind of dropping tracks as they write them and as they go. Others, like yourself, it's a professional outfit. And obviously it takes far more scrutiny, far more process. You've got to be is that the traditional Pyramid Theorem way about things, course of dealings? Will it take that long normally with a track? Or given that James is involved, did you really want to take this meticulously and go through the right channels, the right way, at the right speed?
Right. We usually, the way we structure ourselves is we really do like to have a plan before we release anything prematurely. Just because obviously with social media, the way it is, there's just so much noise out there. So we kind of don't want to just, hey, we wrote this song, recorded it, let's release it next month. There's got to be a plan, because for ourselves, we're all independent. So we book our own shows. We find our own opening bands for the tours and all the local gigs. We're our own promoter. We're our own booking agent. We're our own record label. So we do everything internally. So I think just for us, we're very old school. So there's no drum triggers or anything like that. We play all of our parts. So the studio time for us, just as an example, we were in the studio a few weeks ago, not even about a week and a half ago, recording another song, and
Mhm.
we had 2 days there, and we just finished the drums and the bass because we've got to make sure all the parts are great, and we've got our little demo there that we're listening to the vocals to make sure all the parts align. So ourselves in PT, yeah, I would say we're perfectionists to our core, but at the same time, like I'm not a huge studio fan. Like for me, I just love playing live, so I can like the song takes on a different animal live. So for me, I'm more of the live drummer as opposed to studio, but we do take our time and we do try and make it as good as possible. And we really are adamant on playing all of our parts. We don't do any guitar pro or anything like that. So
I really admire that. I think that's so special. I think it's really rare as well nowadays where everything is
mhm.
just so high production and just, like you say, it's more artificial in a way, and that not might not necessarily be a bad thing at times, but for you to serve the song, you feel that everything has to be OG original, totally to the artist, to the band. And I think that's
Correct.
super admirable, man. I would do the same as well. Can I ask, because there'll be a lot of artists wanting to know this, how on earth did the
Sure.
collaboration with James actually even come about? Because I know
Right.
when you wrote your bio all those years ago for Collision. I know that I mentioned that you were releasing your third LP like August 2020, and it was produced
Yes.
by Richard Chicky. And I was thinking, is that the
Correct.
kind of intro you had to get in with James, or has this been a long time coming? Have you known kind of the team there for a while now?
Yeah, so we had met Rich just shortly before we released that album, Beyond the Exosphere, back in 2020. And that was just a cold email that we sent him just, hey, we're looking for a mixer, master, or producer. Check out the songs. He liked it. We worked with him on that record. And then fast forward to, I would say, probably 2022, maybe 2022, 2023, the bass player in Pyramid Theorem, Christian, was working up just north of Toronto. There's a big outdoor event venue where they have a lot of festivals. And Christian, our bass player, was working there as just like a stagehand, getting everything set up with the rigging, the lights, what have you. And James LaBrie's son, Chance, actually worked there as well. So I think they must have connected and nothing really happened with that. But like I think it was a year afterwards, we went to the John Petrucci show in Toronto, where that was the first time he was back with Mike Portnoy before the whole Dream Theater reunion. And I believe Christian and Chance bumped into each other outside the venue there. So I think they chatted, and at that point, Chance needed a bass player for his band, Falset. I think he knew Christian because we also do a Rush tribute in Pyramid Theorem. We're called Crush. And I believe Chance was like, "Oh, you're that bass player guy. If you play Geddy Lee, I'm sure you can play some bass." So, long story short, Christian joined Falset, and then from there, I guess they befriended each other, and I guess James had questions. And in 2023, we every year we put on an international Rush show. 2112 is a big album. So every December 21st, we put on an international Rush show for all the audience. And James actually showed up with Chance. So that was the first
That's
time.
lovely.
Yeah, he saw us live. And after the show, he was nothing but kind words to say. We chatted for a few minutes. And I guess from there, he kind of discovered Pyramid Theorem and said, oh, man, there's something here. And I think the way it worked is really, I think he just reached out to Christian and said, hey, if you guys want me on a track, I'd love to do it for you. And let's try and get something situated. So we had 3 songs written at this time. We sent him all 3 demos, and he couldn't choose which one because he's like, oh, they're all good. I don't know which one to do. And he ended up landing on Open Hearts. And yeah, we couldn't be more excited. And honestly, Chance and James are the kindest people. And what I've got to pinch myself now is I've been a Dream Theater fan since I was 16, but now I'm like, I don't want to say friends with James, but like he knows my name. We chat. There's a little bit of respect and camaraderie there. And myself and Chance have become good friends too. Like we're drummers. So, I mean, we hit it off right away, and they've been nothing but incredibly supportive for this whole process. And we can't thank them enough for everything they've done for us. It really doesn't go unnoticed.
Can I just say, like, I know we've known each other for a long time, but to see you lit up about this and just sharing that, and how this all came to be, like, I'm
Right.
so thrilled for you. Yeah, like, we are really proud of what you've done here. So, Open Hearts, like, it's going to be a huge drop. Like, we are so excited for you and the whole band, man. So,
Thank
really
you.
did
Thank
just want
you.
to take a moment to give you flowers, man, because again, it matters. These moments matter, and
Of
they
course.
really are nice milestones, Vito. Like, just chipping away, and it almost makes the hard graft and the hard years, you doing your thing
Oh, yeah.
worth that while because you can get there faster, further, maybe stepping away from like your integrity and saying, "Hey, let's
Right.
do some," but you've stayed the course, and honestly, this is a
Right.
big year for you guys. So I'm really really pleased to hear that this
I
is where we're at.
appreciate that.
Of course, of
Thank you.
course.
We feel the same, man. We're looking to get the road. We've got a tour announcement coming up in the next week or two that we're going to be around our native Canada. We're looking to get to the USA next year or later this year. So, yeah, thank you very much, man. We're so excited.
I have to ask, what was the reaction when you and the band heard the vocals on the track for the first time and obviously heard the track?
Right.
What was the feeling?
Well, you just said it. I'm getting goosebumps. I don't know if they come through the screen there, but I remember it was a long process because we had recorded the song in April, and then I believe James was on tour, so we had to wait for him to get back, gather his bearings before he could record the vocal, and then I think it was June that he recorded it, and we got the final mix back at the beginning of October. So it took a little bit of time. And I remember like we got the email link, so we just kind of listened to it on our own. And I put the headphones in, and like I'm just thinking about it now. I heard his voice, and I'm like, wow, I'm playing drums underneath that. Like it was weird. Like I had a say in like, hey, let's put the verse here. Like it's just so surreal to have such a powerhouse like James on one of our recordings, and like same thing. Like I just listened to the track yesterday on my drive home, like blasting, and I'm belting the singing, and I'm like, I still can't believe it. Really, it's quite remarkable. So
That's excellent. That's
yeah,
excellent. What would you say? I know this is putting you on the spot, but what would you say he brought to the song that you guys couldn't have created on your own, if you don't mind me asking? Because I think it's
yeah.
quite
Well,
an apt question.
I, for sure. Like I obviously it goes without saying, I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, which means I'm a James LaBrie fan, and like the vocals, particularly in the last album that Dream Theater released, Parasomnia, that's something that really stood out to me. That like, okay, James is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
So as I was kind of getting familiar with the Parasomnia album in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is gonna be like what it sounds like on our album. So what he brought to the table is just power. Like I've seen all of the Dream Theater backstage videos and all of the making of behind the scenes. And when James sings, like he is loud. And like you can hear it on this recording that when he hits those highs, he's just like belting it and it sounds so good. So I think the vocal performance is just really as a whole what stands out. And like I'm even trying to think, like I guess I'm a little biased because I'm in the band, but I'm trying to think of like if people are going to hear it and be like, oh, this sounds like Dream Theater. Oh, this sounds like Dream Theater because of the vocal. But I don't know, maybe again, because I'm biased, there's a little bit more sustenance to the music. Not more sustenance compared to Dream Theater, but it's just we do a little bit of a different approach, but still sounding like them. Because again, we wear our influences on our sleeves. Like we love Rush, of course, that goes without saying. We love Dream Theater, Symphony X, Pantera, Queen, the Beatles, the list, Van Halen, the Black Sabbath. It goes on, and we're not shy. So I'm just, I guess, a little curious to hear what the reaction would be from people who have never heard of us versus the people who have. Are there going to be like conflicts of interest saying, oh, they sound too much like Dream Theater? But at the end of the day, we're not going to apologize because it's who we are. We just want to put a little curveball. We're not reinventing the wheel. We just want to, you know, just do our own thing while paying homage to our favorite artists.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Without giving too much away, when the track comes out on Friday, what's the message behind Open Hearts? What's the story behind the song?
Right. So usually the way we write is someone will have a nucleus. Like someone will have a whether it's a verse or a chorus or a bridge or some sort of progression on either a guitar, bass, piano, vocal line, whatever you have. It's usually a nucleus either from Sam or Christian who brings it to the table. So for Open Hearts, this one here was a Christian nucleus where it was his brainchild, if you will. And I remember shortly before we recorded it, like, pardon me, usually it does. I was going to touch up on this earlier when you mentioned about our songwriting. Usually in Pyramid Theorem, it takes us a while to write a song just because we go through every different avenue. Like there's no time frame per se, but like usually we don't finish a song in 3 days. Open Hearts, we finished in 3 days. And it
Special.
really is, yeah, it's and they say a lot of the times the most popular song or the easiest songs write themselves, and it kind of felt like that. So I remember before jamming, it was just myself and Christian in his basement, and he had an acoustic guitar out, and he started playing like the intro or the chorus, if you will. And like I remember it was just me and him, and he played it, and I stopped. I'm like, dude, what the heck was that? Like, what is that? He's like, oh, I've been tinkering. I'm like, tinker some more. That's awesome. And then he's like, you gotta. I'm like, dude, we gotta write this. Like, that's so good. Fast forward, I think we jammed maybe the day after or the next 2 days. We showed Sam. We're all on the same page. Then when we all get into the room together, that's when we kind of all glue the song together. And we had the nucleus, but we still had to write the verses and the put the intro and the bridge and the solo section, which is one of my favorite parts of the song. Like everything came together so quickly. And then I remember for the lyrical content, it was Christian's Baby as well.
Mhm.
So after he read the lyrics aloud and started laying them down on the demo, for me, I got the interpretation of it's like a relationship between two people that just go sour or go south, and they don't know why exactly, but they just grow distant.
Mm.
When I told Christian that, he's like, well, that's interesting because, as you know, lyrics are very interpretational. So he told me, he's like, oh, I never really looked at it that way. The way he had written it is it's about a person that's going in for open heart surgery, and they don't know if they're going to survive the surgery. So
Wow.
before they're going under, he's just got all these thoughts in his
Emotion.
mind like, right, am I going to wake up?
Yeah.
So when he kind of told me that, I started reading the lyrics in a different light, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can kind of see that. So now my interpretation is what Christian had and what I had. So he's going to wake up from the surgery and have another chance at another relationship with said person, to give it like a second chance, second chance. That's the open hearts way, I guess you could say, for this tune.
Love it. I look forward to hearing the feedback from the fans and seeing what they come up with in terms of their
Likewise.
interpretations as well, because this is so special and this is what it's all about. So I really
For
want to say a
sure.
big thank you to you because this has been such a long time coming. Like I said, I was waiting for something like this to drop, and honestly, it's going to be such a big release. April 10th, guys. Open hearts. We're going to be posting it everywhere on our end, doing a lot of collaborations with Vito and the gang as well. I wanted to ask you, where will we find the track? Where can they go download it? Where's the best place to find out more as well for the band?
Absolutely. Everything that you need to know will be at pyramidtheorem.ca. The track is going to be available on all of the streaming platforms, whichever one people use that are comfortable with. It will be there. We've got a lyric video dropping as well that will be on YouTube if you want to just go and check it out without having to stream it or pay for it. It's going to be on iTunes. It will be on our Bandcamp page, our online store. So it won't be too hard to locate it. But I think a majority of people are either going to throw it on YouTube or their Spotify for the most part. But yeah, that's pretty much where it will be. It will not be a physical copy just yet. We again don't want to give too much away, but we are looking to release new music as singles the next 6 to 9 months. So maybe it will be part of an EP later, or maybe like a 45, like an A side, B side on vinyl. So we're still not 100% sure yet. It's still early. We just want to get it out there for people to listen to right now.
I think that's super pure, super authentic. I love the fact that you're really transparent. You've always been someone who's an open book as well. So thanks for, again, answering all the questions openly. And everyone,
Oh,
open
absolutely.
heart, April 10th. Go stream it, share it, support the guys. It's a serious release. We couldn't be prouder of Vito and the team. Vito, any final messages to the fans at home as well watching?
We can't thank you guys enough. I mean, we've got a small but mighty fan base. I mean, we've been at it for 19 years now, and I think we've been taking it like very seriously, like really seriously for the last like 10 to 15 years. And there are people still that come to our shows in our native Canada that we've seen at our first show. They've become friends of ours. They've spread the word. And like, it's just, we're so fortunate to be able to do this for as long as we have been without fizzling away. And now that we're like so close to really having an opportunity to show the world what we can do, I think that our small and mighty fan base is going to just champion us because they've been doing so for so long. And I really do want to mention, we do not release music for the fans. Like, we make music for our three guys in the band. That's who we write it for. And of course we want to release it and share it with everyone, but we're not making music for other people. We're making it for ourselves. And I still have to understand, like, if people are hearing it and feeling the way we are when we're writing it and they become a fan, that's all we can ask for, because to share music with someone, it's such a crazy experience, and we're so fortunate to be able to do so.
True artist. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for everything, man. Always great to have you working with us.
Well,
We're going to have you back for the 20th year of Pyramid
yes.
Theorem as well. So we'll have to do some at their special to mark the occasion. Also, best of luck with the tour as well. And I hope the success of the release is just amazing. The best yet, ballistic. Okay.
I appreciate that, Carlton. Thank you so much, my man. Really
Always.
great chatting with you.
And you, thank you everyone at home watching. Again, don't forget, drops April 10th, open hearts. Be sure to go follow Vito and the team. And thanks again for watching. Really appreciate you all, as usual, sticking by. Come check out the next one as well. See you soon, guys. Take care.